Hey everybody, this is graphic designer Roberto Blake, and it is 2015, and I'm going to talk about how you can become a graphic designer today. So I get a lot of comments and messages on this YouTube channel and to my personal email about graphic design and how you can become a graphic designer today. A lot of people are concerned about how globalization, crowdsourcing, and all of those things affect and devalue the graphic design profession. Many people have gotten discouraged and don't even believe that there's any money in being a graphic designer anymore. Many people who are already graphic designers have found themselves discouraged. They found themselves struggling to find clients or find employment. But I want to assure you that graphic design is alive and well and is still a thriving profession that you can succeed in today if you take the right steps. Part of being a successful graphic designer in 2015 means understanding what a graphic designer is today, not what a graphic designer was 20 years ago. Today, graphic designers play a very important role in advertising, marketing, and communication. We are storytellers. What we do is so much more important and so much more diverse than just print or web. We have to deliver for brands and we have to be their champions. We have to help people understand what a company or product or service delivers for them, the problem that it solves, the people that it helps, and communicate a brand's values to a wide audience. This means that you can't limit yourself to a specific skill set or tool. You have to learn how to do this across the board in as many ways as you possibly can. And you have to do what that means specifically to you. This is very different from being a jack of all trades. Don't get me wrong. It means that you have to learn how to create value using the tools that you're best suited to. Not everyone will be able to do everything. There are a lot of different disciplines within graphic design, and you need to find the ones that are best suited to your personal taste and skills and ability. I find I happen to have a very diverse range of skills in my storytelling arsenal, and that's why I use Adobe Creative Cloud and that suite of tools to get my work done. The primary tools of graphic design with regard to the Adobe Creative Cloud are as follows. If you're going to be doing digital artwork, photo manipulation, retouching, you're primarily going to be working in Adobe Photoshop for that. If you're doing logo design and you're doing typography and editorial work, then you're going to be using Adobe Illustrator, but you might also be using Adobe InDesign. Theoretically, if you're doing advertising, you'll be using a combination of Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign for your work in order to do the key artwork in Photoshop, any of the typography and logos and branding in Adobe Illustrator, and then assembling and laying everything out for digital print production using Adobe InDesign. If you're going to be going into web design, then you'll probably be using a combination of a tool like Adobe Dreamweaver to do your hand coding and organize your files. You might do hand coding in another application or tool, but that's the one that I prefer to use because of the shortcuts and the ability to organize my assets all in one seamless application. You might also decide that you need to use something like Adobe Muse if you're less technically inclined and still need to do websites or web presences, squeeze pages, and marketing things for the web without learning code. You can use Adobe Muse, which is similar to Adobe InDesign, but works for publishing websites. And I would say that this is fine for websites that are under 10 pages. If you're going to be doing animated logos, motion graphics, things for YouTube or for traditional video and television, then I would say that you want to learn Adobe Premiere and you want to learn Adobe After Effects. These are the primary tools that I use for my YouTube channel and for video editing. And as a graphic designer, I've actually used these for other clients who wanted to expand in that area. So once I've done a logo design for them, they have me go ahead and complete some visual branding for them, including thumbnails that I might put together for them in Photoshop and Illustrator, or lower thirds graphics for marketing their YouTube videos consistently across the board with fly-in titles, intros, and so on using a combination of Premiere and After Effects. While this is not typical of most graphic designers, if you learn this skill, it brings value that you can add, and it means that you have a unique selling position that's going to help you get more jobs in the future as video becomes a bigger part of the everyday marketing effort of either individuals, entrepreneurs, or companies. The ways you can learn how to enter into the graphic design profession have changed dramatically over time. There are a lot more platforms for online learning than there have ever been, and that offers a significant savings versus attending a traditional school. I think the college experience still has value for designers in terms of exposing you to different creative people in your life that might help you throughout your career. I also think that the access to resources, exposure, and networking opportunities can still be very viable. However, there are alternatives to these outside the college experience that you could still pursue without the taking on the financial burden or risk that go with that. Ultimately, the measure of a graphic designer is not their formal education, their credentials, their awards, or their kudos. It is the work that they're able to deliver for their clients and for their employers. So, quality work above all else is what's going to define you as a graphic designer. You need to find a way to tell your own story in 2015 as a graphic designer and use that to frame your career and set you on the path that you want and define success for yourself. I have links to different resources you can use to help you in your journey to become a graphic designer. Those are all in the description below, so make sure you're checking those out. There are a playlist of over 100 videos at this point specifically on graphic design, not counting tutorials and various Adobe applications on this channel. So I hope that if you're serious about becoming a graphic designer, that you'll take advantage of the resources here on the channel and subscribe. 2015 has the potential to be a great year for the graphic design community and for you individually. So I hope that you end up making the most of it. Don't wait for permission to be awesome and put out quality work. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll tune into future videos on this channel. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, create something awesome today.